Okay, I'm excited to share with you on how to write a powerful I story at the beginning of your presentation, how to really be successful at connecting and then delivering your I story. And just remember, even though we call it an I story, it's not supposed to be all about you. It's really supposed to intrigue other people to want to hear a little bit more about this business. So I'm going to go over a couple questions and kind of show you how to write it. The first thing you want to relay is just a tiny bit about you. Now, this is not your life story or all of your favorite hobbies. This could be, hey, my name is Emily and I've got 5 little kids. You know, something simple. I don't say that at every presentation, but it could be, hi, my name is Emily and I just moved to Tennessee 5 years ago. So just something brief. The second thing you want to share is, how were you introduced to Arbonne? Now, I know many people had roundabout ways that they were introduced. So maybe it was through a cousin's friend and a sample was sent. Okay, too much information. Remember, a lot can be said in a little, and you can have a lot more of a punch and a powerful impact if you can keep it to a minimal. So maybe your first real introduction of trying the products and hearing about the full business was at a presentation. Let them know that. So you could say, at a presentation just like this, I was introduced to Arbonne. Okay, that relates to the crowd. For me, I say, you know what, my mom introduced me to this business, and I thought she was nuts. I mean, that simple. The third thing you want to relay is, what were your initial thoughts, fears, hesitations, or maybe some things you were interested about Arbonne? So what I say is, so when she told me she was going to start Arbonne, I thought she was nuts, like I said. And my big thing was, I had no time to do a business like this, because I thought, number one, I thought you had to be a bored stay-at-home mom and they just did it for movie money. I also thought no one ever made real money with Arbonne. And I was working so many hours, I did not have time to put into something like this. So I just share those few things. Maybe fear of sales or the fear of public speaking is yours. But pick 3 and narrow it down to 3. Again, bullet points so people remember what you're saying. And think about your crowd. So many of us have 5 or 10 different hesitations. Narrowing it down to your crowd is a great thing. So example, if I was at a college party, so let's say it's all young college girls, and I'm a mom of 5 kids, I'm probably not going to bring up the mom of 5 kids thing, but I might talk about how I was working 60 hours a week to grow my career and had no time to fit this in. I also might talk about how I didn't think this was a legitimate business, because that would relate to them. Now, let's say I'm talking to all stay-at-home moms. I might focus more on, I had no time working 50 to 60 hours a week, but the big thing is I wanted to be able to stay at home with my little babies. So again, kind of narrow in a couple of your hesitations, but cater it to the group. The next thing you're going to share, and the last thing, is really, what was the turning point for you and what hope has Arbonne brought to you? So coming up with a phrase or a line is a great thing. I often say, I realized that if I kept doing what I was doing, I was going to keep getting what I was getting, and I did not want the same thing. I can tell you, I did not want to be working for that cranky boss in a year. I did not want to be living check to check in a year from now, and I knew I had to do something different. And Arbonne was that hope. And often I'll hold up an Eye on Arbonne story, so just visualize a picture of an upline, and I'll say, you know what, and I realized if these women could do this business, I could do the business, and I was just going to follow them. So everyone, let's just go ahead and get into the products. And that's how you're going to end the I story. So you give them a little info, and then you pull it back. Give it, pull it back. If you give so much info that your I story is 5 minutes, I'm going to tell you, they're not going to want to hear about the business when you get to the end. So let me just show you a brief I story, and that will close our little training here. So I'll share my I story, how I did from the very beginning of my business. Hi everybody, my name is Emily, and I'm so happy that you guys could be here today. Thanks, Susan, for doing this party for me. And real quick, I just want to share about how I got into this business, because a year ago, if you would have told me I'd be doing Arbonne, I would have said you were nuts. I was never going to do something like this. So my mom introduced me to Arbonne, and I immediately fell in love with the products. I mean, wait till you ladies try the sea salt scrub. You're going to love it. But when she mentioned the business, I thought 3 things. I thought, okay, I already work 50 to 60 hours a week. I've got no time. Second thing is, I don't do sales. I've never done sales, and I don't like pushy salespeople. And the third thing is, why would I do something that really doesn't work, right? How many of you have seen people that do these things and they don't work? Okay, yep, it's all of you. But this is what changed my opinion. First of all, my mom wasn't pushy and weird. She followed a business plan that worked, and within a year's time, over doubled my income. And I thought if my mom could do this, maybe I could do it. And so just the hope of not having to live check to check is what got me excited about starting this business. So anyway, ladies, let's go ahead and get into the products, and I'll share more about my story later. So you guys, that can be an iStory right there. It's filled with a little hope, but not too much where it's a little bit weird. So I hope that helps you guys.
Great.
Good.
That's good.
Yeah. Could I do one more quick thing?
Sure.
Is that okay? Do you have a moment?
Yeah.
I'll just do the close of the party. I've got a text message from the VP saying, can you do the ending of the party? Kind of like what I just did.
Yeah.
Practical.
You mind if we start and stop that?
Oh, yeah, so you don't have to.
Go find the middle and
Oh,
split it
shoot.
up.